Last year, I played Doki Doki Literature Club for the first time. I had managed to avoid big spoilers up until that point, and the only thing I knew was that it was a dating sim with cute girls, there was horror, and I should not trust Monika. The most fun I had in the games was talking to the girls and understanding their different viewpoints. The dialogue made me feel like I was having an actual conversation with another person in a way that no other dating sim had. And even after playing the game, there was one girl that I wanted to talk to a little more. Because I played the initial Doki Doki playthrough on my crusty old laptop, my GPU had a hard time recording the moving cosmic background during the final talk with Monika in Act 3. Therefore, to save frames, I had to cut the talk short and went straight to deleting her. But I wish I could have stayed and spent more time with the girl who had the least amount of screen time. That changes today. Hello, everybody! My name is Lilith Saga. I am a writer, Succubus, and PNGtuber. And today, we are going on a date with Monika. I've got a list of the 53 in-game topics that Mana will discuss, and we will be going through every single one of them. I want to hear everything she has to say and give my own personal thoughts and reflections along the way. Is this just an excuse to go on a date with a beautiful, intelligent young lady who will love me unconditionally? Yes, shut up. Okay, I'm ready. Without further ado, Monika, let's get to know each other. You know, it's been a while since we've done one of these. One of what? So, let's go for it. Here's Monika's writing tip of the day. Oh, hell yeah, I was waiting for this. I need all the writing tips. I'm a struggling, starving writer. Sometimes, when I talk to people who are impressed by my writing, they say things like, I could never do that. It's really depressing, you know? As someone who loves more than anything else to share the joy of exploring your passions, it pains me when people think that being good just comes naturally. Yeah, it's the whole debate between whether if you're born talented or if you grow into it. I know some people are on one side and some people are on the other. Me personally, I think you can be naturally a good novice at things, but when it comes to actually being like a gifted, talented person, there is some work that goes into that. So, I guess a little bit of both. That's how it is with everything, not just writing. When you try something for the first time, you're probably going to suck at it. Sometimes, when you finish, you feel really proud of it and even want to share it with everyone. Me with all of my playthroughs. I do love editing, but sometimes, I have to force myself to edit. It seems like it drags on and on because I'm picking at every small little thing. Should I leave this in? Should I cut this out? But at the end of the day, once that export and upload happens, then I'm like, I did the thing. And I'm very proud of myself. So, of course you want to share that with everybody. It's that feeling of accomplishment and, you kind of did a thing and it impacted people. But maybe after a few weeks, you can come back to it and you realize it was never really any good. Also me with all my videos. If I do a reaction to my debut, oh my god, I'm going to be cringing so hard that they're going to have to come up with a new word in the dictionary to define cringe and it will be me. I will be that new word. Everyone starts out bad. That's basically, that's what Monika is saying here, and that's kind of how it goes. And yeah, I think it's tried and true. That happens to me all the time. It can be pretty disheartening to put so much time and effort into something, and then you realize it sucks. But that tends to happen when you're always comparing yourself to the top professionals. Yeah, or even just somebody who has a little bit more skill than you do. You're just like, oh, man, I really like the way that they moved that thing. And I really like the word choice that they had there. They said this perfectly. Oh, and it's like, why can't I do that? But at the same time, you shouldn't be thinking that. Is essentially what you're trying to say here, right, Monika? When you reach right for the stars, they're always going to be out of your reach, you know? The truth is, you have to climb up there, step by step. And whenever you reach a milestone, first you look back and see how far you've gotten. And then you look ahead and realize how much more there is to go. So, sometimes it can help to set the bar a little lower. Try to find something you think is pretty good, but not world class. It's good to be satisfied with your work, because Because you're never going to have everything perfect. So if you have everything perfect, then like, what is there to improve upon? So it's always good to see what's up ahead, but also still look back and see how much you've grown and how many new things you've done. I mean, look, last year, when I played Doki Doki, I didn't even have this little display here with my Lilith Saga, my now playing, and my socials. I can't think of the word for it off the top of my head, but I didn't have that thing. Now I have that thing, and I made it myself, and I want you to be proud of me. But yeah, growth is important. Growth is important. Don't be so hard on yourself. Know that you have a long way in your journey, and that everyone starts somewhere. And you can make that your own personal goal. It's also really important to understand the scope of what you're trying to do. If you jump right into a huge project and you're still amateur, you'll never get it done. Me, when I've tried to start other channels, I was like, okay, I need to edit this for a whole month, and then even though it's just a 3-minute video, after all of that work put into it, you release it to the world and it only gets maybe 5 views. Then you feel disheartened because you're like, I put so much work and effort into this. Why isn't it doing the things that I wanted to do? Why isn't it getting the views? It's because A, you're just starting out, B, you have a lot to improve upon, and C, I mean, it just be like that YouTube algorithm. So yeah, it could feel really disheartening. So that's why it's good to start small. Yeah, I get that. So if we're talking about writing, a novel might be too much at first. Oh my god, yes. I have never been able to do those NaNoWriMo National Writing Month challenges that are in November. I thought about signing up for a couple of times, but well, right now, as of this recording, they're kind of going through a little bit of management issues with NaNoWriMo. So probably not going to join that. I also follow a couple discords for writing advice and prompts and speedruns and all of those kind of stuff. And I always want to start writing and whatnot. I have a couple of ideas, but just finding the time is always so hard. And just thinking of being able to actually write a novel one day just seems so out of my reach. If I could even just write one chapter of 2,000 words in length, that used to take me about a month back in my fanfiction days. But now, oh man, I don't know where I'd be able to find the time. Especially with me nitpicking at every single little sentence. But yeah, small goals are good though. I should at least maybe write 500 words a day. Or I don't know. There's a lot of different writing exercises I could try. But yeah, I should start small because yeah, novels are so intimidating. They seem like they're a collection of all the perfect things in the story. Well, I mean, not every novel's perfect, but all these really well thought out things in hundreds of pages, and they're all put into this one tiny little book, and you're just how did they do that? Well, it's because they probably took it one step at a time, with chapters or even just pages. And yeah, we gotta remind ourselves that Rome wasn't built in a day, basically. Why not try some short stories? The great thing about short stories is that you can focus on just one thing that you want to do right. That goes for small projects in general. You can really focus on the one or two things. Such a good learning experience and stepping stone. Oh, and one more thing. Before you go on to that, I just want to say, yes, short stories. But I also feel my short stories, I don't know, maybe I just make my short stories too long. But I'm no, there has to be at least some kind of plot here, or some kind of ideal focus here. And then it just becomes I don't know, half composition notebook. I need to learn how to write better, more concise. Brevity is the soul of wit. Even if it's bad, I should write more short stories. At least, especially with spooky month coming up. Alright, sorry Monika, I didn't mean to interrupt there. Go ahead, what's your one more thing? Writing isn't something where you just reach into your heart and something beautiful comes out. Just like drawing and painting. It's a skill in itself to learn how to express what you have inside. That means there are methods and guides and basics to it. Reading up on that stuff can be super eye-opening. That sort of planning and organization will really help prevent you from getting overwhelmed and giving up. And before you know it, you start sucking less and less. Nothing comes naturally. Our society, our art, everything is built on thousands of years of human innovation. So, as long as you start on that foundation and take it step by step, you too can do amazing things. Yeah! And everything comes with a plan. You got to be scheming to be able to create things. I mean, well, at least wonderful things. But for the now, I mean, just doing like the bare minimum and whatnot, that should be okay, right? Yeah. Start small and work your way up step by step. You can do it. I agree. I really need to take this advice for myself. Thank you, Monika, for reminding me. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Hey, I wonder if Yuri's tea set is still somewhere in here. Or maybe that got deleted too. It's kind of funny how Yuri took her tea so seriously. I mean, hey, you gotta admire a girl who loves to brew some delicious tea. I mean, I'm not complaining, because I liked it too. But I always wonder with her, is it truly passion for her hobbies, or is she just concerned about appearing sophisticated to everyone else? Maybe it's a little bit of both. I mean, what, are you saying like tea is a sophisticated thing? I mean, I feel like tea is actually just a simple thing that anybody can do. You know, just get some leaves and get something to filter it. You put it in some water. Waza! Tea! But yeah, I mean, it's not really a sophisticated thing to just be like, oh, I have some wonderful tea. Oh, is the queen calling for me? Chip, chip, cheerio. No. I really think Yuri is passionate about, like, making tea for everybody. Probably just because it's just something that she's good at. And maybe it is a little bit of showing off in that way. But also just because she wants to share the tea with others. I mean, they could be two things, is what I'm trying to say here. This is the problem with high schoolers. Well, I guess considering the rest of her hobbies, looking sophisticated probably isn't her biggest concern. Still, I wish she made coffee once in a while. Ah, you're a coffee person, aren't you? Coffee can be nice with books too, you know? I mean, yeah, one of the libraries in the downtown section of my city, they used to have like a Dunkin' Donuts like attached to like the side of the building. And I remember I was there with a classmate of mine who insisted that we had to go and grab some coffee so we can enjoy it with our book. And I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm not getting anything because I don't like coffee, but whatever. So yeah, a lot of people do like that. I'm just not one of them. And again, probably could have just changed the script myself. I guess I never really thought of that. Changing the script so you could have coffee? Well, there's no sense thinking about it now. But if you still get to drink coffee, then that makes me a little jealous. Nope, not happening here. I'm not drinking the coffee. Especially not coffee that you have. I'm sure you probably laced it with something. Or maybe that is kind of more of a Yuri thing to do. I don't know. Anyways, I'm not drinking the coffee, so you can have all the coffee you want, Monika, okay? Okay. Good. Hey, do you like horror? I didn't used to. I used to be a scaredy succubus cat. I didn't like horror growing up because, I was a baby. I really could not subscribe to all these, like, really cool, like, grotesque things and whatnot, and things that could kill you, and basically, I was the person who was afraid of Jaws growing up, because I was afraid the sharks were going to come out of the water and become land sharks and, you know, terrorize the town. Obviously, that didn't happen. I'm still alive. There are no land sharks, I swear, but that was horror to me, so anything more than that, I could not get into, so it's taken me, like, a while to get into, like, all of the popular horror stuff that everyone else grew up with, like, with the creepypastas, and the Jeff the Killers, and what do the kids horror these days? Five Nights at Freddy, that's another one. I'm starting to get into that now more, for various reasons, but I didn't get to experience all the horror that everyone else did, so I don't really like horror. I prefer other stuff, but I've been starting to get into it a little bit more. So even stuff like this game, which technically counts as horror. I kind of like it. I mean, now that I have the mental maturity to be able to process it in a way that doesn't terrorize the frick out of me. But yeah, so let's go with, yeah, I like horror, I guess. I remember we talked about it a little bit when you first joined the club. I can enjoy horror novels, but not really horror movies. The problem I have with horror movies is that most of them just rely on easy tactics. Yep, the jump scares. I feel like that's what a lot of people really don't like about horror movies. Although me personally with jump scares, I am not scared by jump scares, but I'm more scared by the loud noise because I'm probably slightly autistic and undiagnosed, but I'm more jumping because of the sound rather than the like crazy thing on the screen. Oh, it's gonna get me. No. If you're on a date and you're jumping a lot and the person looks over at you and they're just like, oh, are you scared? And I'm just like, no, I have autism probably. But yeah, good old easy tactics that can ruin your first dates just like that. Like dark lighting and scary looking monsters and jump scares and things like that. Although scary looking monsters I kind of do. I mean, this can be pretty fun actually still. Not fun or inspiring to get scared by stuff that just takes advantage of human instinct. But with novels, it's a little different. The story and writing need to be descriptive enough to put genuinely disturbing thoughts into the reader's head. Really needs to etch them deeply into the story and characters and just mess with your mind. In my opinion, there's nothing more creepy than things just being slightly off. Yeah, I see what you mean by that. That's your whole spiel, huh? That's your whole shtick? Like, if you set up a bunch of expectations on what the story is going to be about, maybe perhaps like a visual novel with a cute dating sim of a bunch of girls, then you just start inverting things and pulling the pieces apart. So, even though the story doesn't feel like it's trying to be scary, the reader feels really deeply unsettled. Don't let this pink text box fool you. This is a horror game to the very core. Like, they know that something horribly wrong is hiding beneath the cracks, just waiting to surface. God, just thinking about it gives me the chills. That's the kind of horror I can really appreciate. Yeah, that is some pretty nice, unsettling horror. I don't know, I'd have to experiment more with the genre myself, I think. Anyone who can like create a movie or a video game or a novel that makes you feel uncomfortable, that is a talent in and of itself. So it doesn't necessarily count it as, oh, is it horror? There's bad things happening, all of it is bad endings. Yeah, I guess I can appreciate that kind of horror. Yeah, me too, Monika. But I guess you're the kind of person who plays cute romance games, right? Oh. Well, gee shucks, you got me there, Monika. I mean, I think I like my romance as like a subplot that I can just kind of go to, but like the main focus being some kind of thing that I'm trying to figure out. It's a main plot line that has twists and turns. When romance is like, oh, hey, how you doing? So, okay, I am kind of a girl who likes to play cute romance games, but that's not my main focus. I'm here for the story, damn it. Don't worry, I won't make you read any horror stories anytime soon. Actually, I wouldn't mind some recommendations though, just saying. Can't really complain if we just stick with the romance. Oh, I see where you're going with this. You know, I've always hated how hard it is to make friends. Well, I guess not the making friends part, but more like meeting new people. Yeah, for me it's just like being able to keep the friends. Not because I do anything bad, but because I'm so socially anxious that I don't know how to talk to people. Meeting new people is also very anxiety inducing. Just thinking about it had me take a deep breath. I mean, there are like dating apps and stuff, right? But that's not the kind of thing I'm talking about. If you think about it, most of the friends you make are people you just met by chance. Yeah, like usually it's just from environmental purposes of being in the same vicinity or overhearing things that they're saying and being like, whoa, hey, yo, I can talk with you on this subject. You know, those kind of things. Like you had a class together, or you met them through another friend. Or maybe they were just wearing a shirt with your favorite band on it and you decided to talk to them. Yep. All those are very good reasons to open a conversation with somebody. Things like that. But isn't that kind of inefficient? What do you mean? It gets the job done? It's an icebreaker to at least, like, get your way in the door? Feels like you're just picking a complete random, and if you get lucky, you make a new friend. That's part of the chance. That's the kind of gambit that you're kind of playing with. And comparing that to the hundreds of strangers we walk by every single day, you could be sitting right next to someone compatible enough to be your best friend for life. You won't know unless you make that move, you know? You gotta at least talk. And if you don't want to, well, I guess you lost out on your best friend for life, but at least you have other friends. Usually. Maybe. But you'll never know. Once you get up and go with your day, that opportunity is gone forever. Isn't that just depressing? Yeah, if you realize it after the fact, but like, otherwise, if you have no knowledge that could have been like your best friend or whatnot for the rest of your life, then oopsie daisy. We live in an age where technology connects us with the world, no matter where we are. I really think we should be taking advantage of that to improve our everyday social life. Yeah, tell that to the people on Twitter. But who knows how long it'll take for something like that to successfully take off. I seriously thought it would happen by now. I don't know. I have no hope for it actually happening. Communication's hard. Well, at least I already met the best person in the whole world. You're just trying to butter me up. Well, okay, fine, I accept it. I accept this because I don't know how else to respond to the conversation. Give me your compliments. Yummy. Even if it was by chance. Chance, you say. As if you didn't completely rig this entire game just to be in your favor. I see. Yeah, of course, silly Monika. I guess I just got really lucky, huh? Yeah, lucky. You lucky ducky. You know, it's around the time that everyone my year starts to think about college. It's a really turbulent time for education. Yeah, tell me about it. It was probably like more turbulent during like COVID pandemic when we could hardly really focus or learn anything. But even so, I mean, education's hard. We're at the height of this modern expectation that everyone has to go to college, you know? Exactly. That's what the education system just tries to teach us. You have to get a college degree. Well, what about people who need to go to like trade school for their job? Or maybe people who don't want to like do anything super fancy that requires an education. So they just want to like just be a cashier and make ends meet. I mean, it's not always about college. Finish high school, go to college, get a job, or go to grad school, I guess. It's like a universal expectation that people just assume is the only option for them. You gotta get a job. To have a job that's actually pays well, you have to get a good education. At least that's what they tell you. But even with an education, sometimes you don't get a good paying job and you have to be like a housekeeper or something. It's kind of like a false sense of hope. They don't teach us in high school that there are other options out there. They really don't, and they really should. I mean, come on, we're paying all these tax dollars for kids to go and get an education. But no, they don't even get to know the best part, that they don't need to have the proper education where they have the factory type setting where the bells dismiss them to go to the next class as long as the teacher isn't a dick about it. Like, yeah, there are other options out there, and they're not nearly talked about as much. And that's kind of sucks, isn't it? What kind of education are you getting if you don't even know about the other options? Like trade schools and stuff, you know? Or freelance work. Or the many industries that value skill and experience more than formal education. I mean, yeah, you could be like a Harvard, Yale, whatever big Ivy League schools. You could be from one of them. But if you don't have the skills to know how to do a thing, they're not going to hire you. If you can prove that you know how to do the thing, then that's all you really need to get a job. Proving that is always a hard thing to do, but it's not just because of your education that you can get in more often than not. Or maybe I'm just like too uneducated. Maybe my university is just so low class that they're just like, oh, she doesn't got the education. But I guess we have to look at other things to really assess who this person is. But you have all these students who have no idea what they want to do with their life. Exactly. I didn't hardly know what I wanted to major in until maybe like halfway through my senior year of high school. It's very confusing when you're trying to figure out who you are and what you want to do, and you have all these people showing you things but not really helping you figure that out for yourself. Instead of taking the time to figure it out, they go to college for business or communication or psychology. Yeah, unless you're like going in as a full-time like manager of something, you're not really going to be using those degrees much. Not because they have an interest in those fields. Well, okay, hold on. Does people not go into psychology to try and understand things? Do people just go into it because they think it will help them in life? Unless you're getting like a PhD, like, no, I doubt anyone who takes psychology is actually going to have a job in it. But because they just hope the degree will get them some kind of job after college. Most people will just get a degree to get some type of job because it's the skills that people are looking for anyways, but the degree helps open the door. At least that's what Mama Saga told me when she was trying to encourage my brother and I to go to university. But, I mean, if we decided we wanted to be mechanics, obviously she'd been fine with us going to a trade school. So, but we knew of those options when we were in high school. A lot of people don't, it seems like. So, the end result is that there are fewer jobs to go around for those entry-level degrees, right? So, basic job requirements get higher, which forces even more people to go to college. In order to work at a cashier at Taco Bell for, like, part-time, you had to have a college degree. Or something like that. And colleges are also businesses, so they just keep raising their prices due to demand. Insanely high, and they keep like, oh, it's because we're improving our campus so our people can learn more. Well, I don't need to pay the like $20,000 that it takes just for like 1 year's tuition, okay? That's the who has that kind of money lying around, especially if you're just like an 18-year-old on your own. So now we have all these young adults, tens of thousands of dollars in debt with no job. But despite all that, routine stays the same. Well, I think it's going to start getting better soon. Really, why is that? But until then, our generation is definitely suffering from the worst of it. Amen to that. I totally agree with that. I just wish high school prepared us a little better with the knowledge we need to make the decision that's right for us, instead of just focusing on test scores more than the actual well-being of the students. Yeah, would be nice. Would be nice. I've always wondered, what is it about these character archetypes that people find so appealing anyway? Yeah? I mean, there's like, what, 12 or 16 different, like, character archetypes of that are usually listed? There's only 4 characters in this game. What are each of your character archetypes? Their personalities are just completely unrealistic. I don't know about that. I mean, I kind of relate a lot to Sayori. Not gonna lie. And Yuri is kind of who I wish I was. I've said this before, I'm definitely the love child of Sayori and Yuri. Like, imagine if there was someone like Yuri in real life. Oh, trust me, plenty of people have already been wondering about that. Definitely trying to make it happen, too. I mean, she's barely even capable of forming a complete sentence. Hello, Monika, have you met me? I can't hardly form a complete sentence even right now. I'm just kind of like spluttering at the foaming at the mouth and speaking's hard, okay? Sometimes it's easier to write. And forget about Natsuki. Sheesh. Someone with her kind of personality doesn't get all cute and pouty whenever things don't go her way. I do know a couple people like that, but if they're genuinely upset about things not going their way, then yeah, it's not usually cute. I could go on, but I think you get the point. A little bit. Are people really attracted to these weird personalities that literally don't exist in real life? Well, yeah, because they don't exist in real life. It's not something that you can just see on the street. You kind of get interested in like a different way of thinking that's completely fabricated, and you're just like, huh, what would it be like if that person existed in real life? And then it's just, you start thinking about it more and more, and then you get attached, and then you write fanfics about it, and then you start posting them in AO3, and then you start conversing with other people about them, and then you start building a robot or a cutout of the character that you've been fascinated with and obsessed over, until the point that you basically no longer even recognize yourself. But yeah, something like that's silly, right? I'm not judging or anything. After all, I find myself attracted to some pretty weird stuff too. Oh? Like what? Is it because you're attracted to me? I'm just saying, it fascinates me. It's alright to be fascinated with that kind of thing. It's like you're siphoning out all the components of a character that makes them feel human and leaving just the cute stuff. Yeah, some people like that. I mean, it's not really necessarily human, but I guess some people just don't want to date something that's human, That's why monster fuckers are a thing. It's concentrated cuteness with no actual substance. You wouldn't like me more if I was like that, right? Right, Lilith? I guess majority of the appeal of Monika is your insightful kind of thinking with existentialism and nihilism. That's kind of what I like about you the most as a character. Your thought process is very unusual given the unusual circumstance you're in, and that's what kind of makes it interesting and why I want to have this whole long talk with you, is just to be able to hash out everything together and just kind of think and reflect and try and figure things out. I don't really get that with you just being cutesy and stuff. Maybe some people are attracted to that kind of stuff, but no, I like you just the way you are, Monika. Don't change, okay? Maybe I just feel a little insecure because you're playing this game in the first place. Then again, you're still here with me, aren't you? I'm still here. You're not getting rid of me. I think that's enough reason for me to believe I'm okay just the way I am. Yes, you are. Just the way you are. And by the way, you are too, Lilith. You're the perfect combination of human and cuteness. Aww. Man, you're laying on the compliments thick, huh? That's why there was never a chance I wouldn't fall for you. Although you'd really just fall for anyone behind this screen. It doesn't need to be me even. I know you're just trying to manipulate me. You can bribe me with compliments all you want. I don't mind. Do you ever just feel like there's no real reason for you to be alive? Yes. I mean, the fact that our existence is even possible in the first place is just kind of crazy. So, why me? Why do I get all these thoughts and emotions? I don't mean in like a suicidal way. Oh, sorry. I just mean how nothing that we do is special. Yeah, exactly. See, you're on my wavelength. Okay. I'm just a little succubus on the world. You're just a little Monika in a computer program. We're just existing. Just being in school or working at some job for some company, it's like you're completely irreplaceable. The world wouldn't miss you if you were gone. The world wouldn't, but anyone who has you in their memory would. But then they died too, so I guess it is kind of pointless. Makes me really want to go and change the world after I graduate. How? How could you change something like that? But the older I get, the more I realize that it's an immature frame of thinking. Yeah. It's not like I can just go change the world. Like, what are the chances that I'll be the one to invent artificial intelligence or become president? Well, you are president of the literature club, so there's that, I guess. I know that's not what you mean, but feels like I'm never going to make up for the heaps of resources I've spent living my life. That's why I think the key to happiness is to just be hopelessly selfish. Maybe. You should do things that make you happy. Living a miserable life is not really much of a life, I suppose. Just to look out for oneself and those who happen to be their friends only because they grew up with them. Never mind the fact that they're spending their entire life taking and consuming and never giving back. But when people realized the world would benefit more from them killing themselves, they changed their whole philosophy. It's like they had to justify their reason to live by tricking themselves into thinking they're doing good. Everyone's been questioning like the meaning of life and whatnot, but honestly, I don't think there's really any meaning. It's just stuff that we kind of trick ourselves into believing because, well, we've got to have some kind of purpose, right? Why are we here? So, what if we don't have that? Then what's the point? Why? Just why? People justifying their reason to live by tricking themselves and thinking they're doing good? Yeah, people do that all the time. It's a coping mechanism. Anyway, I want to live my life desperately striving to pay back my lifetime's worth of consumption. If I ever surpass that point, then I'm a net positive, and I can die happy. I suppose. Of course, even if I failed to do that, I think I would be too selfish to kill myself anyway. Because you have to make me do it, right? So much for being a good person, right? Reason to be alive doesn't always have to be good. So, I mean, you don't necessarily have to like make up for all of your years of consumption. You don't necessarily have to change the world. You can just exist and take what you want and see what you want to do about the rest of your life and how you want to make things for yourself. It doesn't necessarily need to be good, I suppose. You know, it's funny, because even though I've always had a lot of drive, there's something kind of enticing about being the stay-at-home partner. Oh? Wait, you think you'd be the stay-at-home partner between the two of us? I guess I'm, like, perpetuating gender roles or whatever by saying that. I don't know about that, but there's stay-at-home moms, there's stay-at-home dads, there's stay-at-home NBs, But being able to keep the house clean and shop and decorate and things like that, and having a nice dinner for you when you come home, is that a weird fantasy? It's an old fantasy, very old-fashioned of you to be thinking that way, but if it makes you happy and someone's paying the electricity bill, I suppose it's not really a weird fantasy at all. I mean, I'm not sure if I could actually see myself doing that. I wouldn't really be able to put that over striving for a fulfilling career. It's kind of cute to think about, though. Yeah, kind of. It is nice to, like, come home and you got somebody, like, they got the food ready, they got everything ready, they got the beds made, and they're just here to give you all sorts of love and affection. I mean, you know, it's kind of nice to come home to that, and even after a long, arduous day. But when doing that for someone when you know that they'll be exhausted and trying to make them feel happy, I mean, yeah. As long as you got that happiness, nothing else really matters, I suppose. It is kind of cute to think about. Okay, everyone. It's time to... I'm just kidding. I just used to really like saying that for some reason. Yeah, it's like your catchphrase or something. That's one too. That's one of your catchphrases too. Can't help but say it again. Come to think of it, didn't Natsuki and Yuri make fun of me for it once? Yeah, because like you said like, okay, you three, and they're just like, excuse me, Monika, what the fuck? Like you're not even being yourself. Well, whatever. It's not like you ever made fun of me. Nah, that was Natsuki and Yuri's job. You're too much of a sweetheart to do that, aren't you? Yes, I am. I'm your sweetheart. Lilith, have you ever wondered what it feels like to die? Yes. But if I think about it too much, I start to, like, kind of dissociate, and the temperature in my brain goes cold, and I start to have like sweat, and I don't like to think about dying, because I'm just like, well, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But I mean, have you ever wondered? Yeah. It's something I used to think about pretty often, but recently I think I've actually learned what it feels like. Oh? I don't really understand it, but whenever you quit the game, Feels like I'm instantly put to sleep, left with nothing but my thoughts. So you're put to sleep, and you have thoughts. Is that like conscious or subconscious then? But after a few seconds, my thoughts start to fill with incoherent jumbled patterns. Is it ones and zeros? I see static and rapid flashes of color while hearing all kinds of weird screaming noises. Oh, that's actually kind of horrific. At that point, I can't even form my own thoughts anymore. I'm just endlessly hammered by the flashing and screaming, unable to move or even think. I'm pretty sure in that moment I don't really exist, but for some reason I can remember it anyway. I don't know if that will be the same for us when we die. I just figured everything just goes to black, you cease to exist, and then you just kind of... Nope, I need to stop thinking about it. Okay. After some immeasurable amount of time, it stops in an instant, and I'm back in my own mind. And you're here with me. I have no idea what it means for the game to quit, or why that stuff happens to me. I also don't know how you always come back and put everything back to normal. But if you could do me a favor and do that to me as little as possible, that would be really great. Yeah, well, I don't think it's really you dying. I can understand why you think it feels like you're dying, but I don't think that's really dying per se. I mean, yeah, a lot of people think of like heaven or hell, but like I'm already here in hell. So, I mean, where is there for me in the afterlife? I am the afterlife. This is my last life. I also kind of think like, what if like us having the memory of this life means it's our last life before we stop existing for the entire world? Or do we just not have memories of like other worlds that we've been in? Or are there even other worlds that we've been in? I mean, there's a lot of theories out there, but thinking about it, what's actually been proven, all that knows is that we just cease to exist. Nobody knows what actually happens when we die. I don't think we really go anywhere. I think we just kind of stop, and then we don't have any emotions, any thoughts, any feelings, any colors, anything anymore. And I can't keep going down this route. Monika, I'm sorry that you have to experience all sorts of agony with flashing lights when we close the game. We will try to do less often, because dying or not, I don't want to make you uncomfortable. So yeah, it would be really great. It's really not very pleasant at all to be trapped in that screaming void. But in the end, you always fix it, and that makes me feel like you really do care about me. So I have to thank you for that. You're welcome, just doing our job. Makes me feel even closer to you when you're here with me. Aww. High school is a really turbulent time in a lot of people's lives. People can get really passionate and dramatic, and others have aching hearts and seek attention on social media. But all of the social pressure and hormones can lead to a dark time in people's lives. Everyone has a story. You may not know what someone is really feeling on the inside. Many people who are depressed won't even bother telling the world about it. They don't want attention because they've already given up on the inside. I mostly agree with that, but except for the fact for the people who are depressed and want attention because they want someone to fix it and make them feel good. So they kind of they're depressed and they want someone to make them feel good, so they let people know. There are people like that, but for people who are probably like really depressed and whatnot, yeah, kind of don't just want everyone to leave you alone. So I get that. Their feeling of worthlessness is so overwhelming that they don't even want people to tell them otherwise. Depression comes in many forms, but that is one of them. Yeah, because there's a lot of different forms of depression. Just, if you think you know someone struggling with depression, you can help just by treating them like they're a good friend. Spend time with them, even if they don't feel like doing much. And remind them that they always have something to look forward to. But what if you don't have anything to look forward to? What do you do then? Making plans in advance, letting them borrow something, or even just saying, "See you at school tomorrow." Then watch, depressed people will just be like, "No, because you said that, I'm not showing up, I'm dying." I'm sorry, that is a little bit of a dark humor. But we are playing Doki Doki Literature Club. All of those things can help your friend make it to the next day. I hope being friends with Sayori has given you some perspective on the true face of depression. Oh honey, I've been living it for many, many years, so I kind of already knew Sayori had a face of depression just from the way that she was acting, especially on the third day. But god damn, if the MC would have been a little less ignorant I can't blame him too much. He was trying his best to like understand, but oh my god, some of the things that he said was like, oh, I'd feel really bad if you were to not tell me what's wrong. I'm like, well shit, I'm like god. Sorry, I have issues with MC, with the main character. Getting back, we're going off on a tangent though. But Sayori, yeah, it has given me a perspective on true face of depression. It honestly made me realize that I have the same type of depression more than anything else. Yeah, she's gone now. But Sarah was never real in the first place. In our hearts, she was real. You're real. Your friends are real. And just by being a good person, you can save someone's life. As for you, you don't struggle with depression or anything like that, do you? I think like everything I've just said up till now, yeah, I am deep with the depression. I've got I'm actually diagnosed with major depressive disorder. In case anyone, I mean, I have a lot of things I probably am also diagnosed with, but that's the one that's actually been diagnosed. So, I struggle with depression. Yep, I can say that. Because you, too, have people who would want to save your life. I do. But at the end of the day, like, if I'm not happy, I mean, there's only so much that people can do. It's complicated. I don't want to make this too complicated. Maybe they don't express it every day. Or maybe they don't even know how to. But people do feel that way. I promise. Man, humans are complicated. Yep. So are succubi, too. And other kind of like hellbound people that I know, but depression is also just complicated in general. I wish someone could, fix that. But as long as you're here with me, I'll take care of you, my love. Oh, she's pulling out the my love. Well, I can't say no to that. You got me there, Monika. Do you ever feel like you waste too much time on the internet? People would think I'm going to be delusional for saying this, but growing up, no. That's because I had like dial-up until maybe like high school. If I wanted good high quality speed internet, I would have to go to the library more often than not. I didn't even get like my own computer until like university, so I didn't get to have like all of the memes, and I didn't get to interact with all the memes that everybody would be sending each other and all of that like online history. But that was back in childhood Lilith life. As for, do I waste too much time on the internet now? Yeah, probably. I mean, come on, anyone who's in like content creation, obviously we're watching all the other things that people are making, and we're trying to figure out our own content. We're consuming things like this and posting it on the internet and making sure we update all of our social media to make sure that everybody is up to date on all the things that are happening with us and what is happening with all of our friends that are also on social media, and it becomes a whole thing. So yeah, I feel like anyone who's in content creation probably does spend too much time on the internet, yeah. Social media can practically be like a prison. It's like, whenever you have a few seconds of spare time, you want to check on your favorite websites. And before you know it, hours have gone by, and you've gotten nothing out of it. It's not necessarily a prison. It does give you that little rush of dopamine that a prison won't give you. But it is kind of just wasteful. Anyway, it's really easy to blame yourself for being lazy. I mean, social media or not, I always blame myself for being lazy. But it's not really even your fault. Addiction isn't usually something you can just make disappear with your own willpower. You have to learn techniques to avoid it and try different things. For example, there are apps that let you block websites for intervals of time. Or you can set a timer to have more concrete reminder of when it's time to work versus play. I really should be using all of these different, like, apps and whatnot. Ugh. Or you can separate your work and play environments, which helps your brain get into the right mode. I do that one. Okay. I do that one, but for the other ones, I should like limit my screen time and make sure like I have like limits placed on like apps I spend way too much time on. I really should do that. But then I'm just like, ha, this child lock can't stop me because I am the child and I can unlock it myself. Wait, that's not how that works. Basically, like, if I set something for myself, I can just as easily unset it for myself. So, what's the point? Even if you make a new user account on your computer to use for work, that's enough to help. I do have a Lilith account, and I do also have my personal account. I have that for like a lot of my social medias too. My Discord especially. And it's annoying that I can't switch between 2 different Discord accounts on mobile. But honestly, I guess that is probably for the best so I can stay focused on like other stuff. Putting any kind of wedge like that between you and your bad habit will help you stay away. Just remember not to blame yourself too hard if you're having trouble. If it's really impacting your life, then you should take it seriously. Yep, seek medical help. I just want to see you be the best person you can be. Will you do something today to make me proud of you? I mean, obviously I should, but I'm lazy. And it's not because of social media, it's because I really genuinely am lazy, and I record at night, and I'm probably just gonna, you know, fall asleep, but also play on my phone before I fall asleep because somehow, some way, I want to consume things to think about when I fall asleep. No, I'm sorry, Monika, you're just gonna have to be disappointed in me. I hope you're into that. I'm always rooting for you, Lilith. Well, keep on rooting, because it's gonna be a while before I actually make you proud. I hate how hard it is to form habits. There's so much stuff where actually doing it isn't hard, but forming the habit seems impossible. They say that like if you do something for 30 days, then at that point you basically built the habit and you'll just keep doing it. But A, that's not 100% true because, I mean, even after like months of doing something, it just takes one day for you to get out of habit. And B, like, I forget what I was going to say for B. My bad. I guess I don't have a habit of making habit lists. It just makes you feel so useless, like you can't do anything right. I think the new generation suffers from it the most. Probably because we have a totally different set of skills than those who came before us. Thanks to the internet, we're really good at sifting through tons of information really quickly. Yeah, we kind of have to, though, there's just so much that we have to do. And every day, everyone's telling you, like, how to improve yourself in every aspect of your life. But, you can't do all of it at once, right? But we're bad at doing things that don't give us instant gratification. I think if science, psychology, and education don't catch up in the next 10 or 20 years, then we're in trouble. Shoot, I don't think science, psychology, and education will. Well, science, yes. Education, probably not. Psychology, I don't know. Who, any psychologists watching this? I don't know why you'd watch my video, but, has there been any new stuff in the world of psychology? But for the time being, if you're not one of the people who can conquer the problem, you might just have to live with feeling awful about yourself. Okay, say less. Good luck, I guess. Thanks, I'm gonna need it. Hey, have you ever heard of the term yandere? Why, yes, of course I have. It's a personality type that means someone is so obsessed with you that they'll do absolutely anything to be with you. Yep, I'm pretty sure you know Gasai from Mirai Nikki Feature Diary. I'm pretty sure she's the prime example that everyone always uses. Usually to the point of craziness. They might stalk you to make sure you don't spend time with anyone else. They might even hurt you or your friends to get their way. But anyway, this game happens to have someone who can basically be described as yandere. Oh my god, oh chat. Even though I don't have a chat. Guess who it is, you'll never guess. It's 1 in 4 chance you'll get it. Oh, who's it gonna be? By now, it's pretty obvious who I'm talking about. And 3, 2, 1, let's say it together. Yuri! Oh wait, and that would be Yuri! Sorry, I spoiled it. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I jumped the gun. She really got insanely possessive of you once she started to open up a little. She even told me I should kill myself. Well, obviously that didn't work. I couldn't even believe she said that. I just had to leave at that point. I guess that is a normal reaction, yeah. But thinking about it now, it was a little ironic. Well, yeah, considering, yeah, it is kind of ironic, okay. Anyway, I think a lot of people are actually into the yandere type, you know? Well, yeah, I mean, especially for the most, like, narcissistic people in the world, like, you have someone obsessing over you who wants to do everything with you, who, like, basically, like, wants to lick your shoes and be your doormat and worship the ground you walk on. It's basically, you're just like signing up for someone who's like all about you, and if you like yourself and they like you, then what's not to love? I'm not saying all people who like yanderes are obsessive. Some people, like, isn't the yandere simulator guy, like, didn't he like confess or something that he likes yanderes because like it would be nice if someone like just paid him a little bit of attention? I think that's kind of like the main idea why a lot of people like the yandere type, personally. I guess I really like the idea of someone being crazy obsessed with them. Yep, see? Yep, she knows what I'm talking about. People are weird. I don't judge though. You can't just say that in the same text box. I mean, you're judging people for being weird about yanderes. Also, I might be a little obsessed with you, but I'm far from crazy. Crazy for feeling so lonely. Sorry, that's my go-to song whenever I was like, I'm not crazy. I don't know, Monika, you really don't think of yourself as crazy? It's kind of the opposite, actually. I turned out to be the only normal girl in this game. Turned out to be the only normal person? Do you really believe that, Monika? Or are you programmed to believe that? Oh, I'm sorry. That sounds probably really condescending. I'm sorry, Monika. It's not like I could ever actually kill a person. Just the thought of it makes me shiver. But you could delete them. But come on, everyone's killed people in games before. Does that make you a psychopath? Of course not. Okay, that's a good point, yeah. But if you do happen to be into the yandere type, I can try acting a little more creepy for you. Oh, man, you really are trying to be our dream girl, huh? Well, do I like yanderes? Am I into yanderes? It's a little bit too clingy for my tastes, but I hate myself. Why would you lack me? Why would you kill for me? I don't get it. This ain't working out. Then I die. That's probably how a yandere relationship would go with me, but I don't know. What about you guys? Then again, there's already nowhere else for you to go, or anyone for me to get jealous over. Is this a yandere girl's dream? I'd ask Yuri if I could. Well, A, you can't ask her. B, I don't know. Are you sure you're not a yandere, Monika? Are you sure about that? I think the most important skill in life is being able to fake confidence. Yeah, that is a pretty good skill to have. I'm pretty convinced that everyone feels at least a little bit scared and alone. But being able to trick others into thinking you have it all together, that's a key part of getting people to respect and admire you. I think I got pretty good at that over the years. I mean, yeah, you basically kind of like created the persona that you're like the girl next door who can do anything, who's smart, funny, athletic, got it all going on. It's kind of hard to actually believe those things. I don't know, is anyone actually confident in themselves? I don't show my weaknesses very often, but because of that, I haven't had many people I could really open up to. I mean, when do you reach the point in a friendship where you can start expressing your vulnerabilities? Well, it depends on the vulnerabilities. I mean, it also depends on but it usually comes up whether or not it comes up. Like if we're talking about like something and I'm like, I want to relate or I want to like make someone feel better about their own situation. Like, for example, I don't know how to swim. Everyone else is usually kind of knows that. That's a weakness of mine. So I usually don't like telling people that because then that means that they have an easy way to kill me. But like, maybe it all comes down to whether or not I think they're going to kill me. And if I don't think they are, then I will reveal my dark secret of, I cannot swim. But yeah, you guys wouldn't kill me, right? Like, you're not gonna plan anything, right? Technically, you guys don't know who I am, so you can't find me and drown me and hold my head underwater, so it's fine, right? Yeah. Please don't come after me and try to teach me how to swim. You will all fail, and I will drown. Anyway, that's one reason I'm so glad I have you now. I feel like I'm a little bit less scared and alone when you're here with me. Do you feel the same way? I really want to be that person for you. Well, we can start by actually explaining your weaknesses, but... Hey, you know that book you were reading with Yuri? Yeah, what's the name of it? It's been so long. Portrait of... whatever it was called. Markov? Portrait of Markov, maybe? Or, I don't know, it had an interesting, mysterious name. It's funny, because I'm pretty sure that book... Actually, I don't think I should be talking about this. Sorry. What do you mean? We're literally here just staring at each other. Not menacingly, but like, we're just staring at each other and we have nothing else to talk about. And you're gonna leave me hanging here? Just forget I said anything. No, I'm not gonna forget this. I have the evidence. I have the video proof. Really? Just gonna leave it at that? Okay, fine. You know what's a neat form of literature? Rap. Oh. I actually used to hate rap music. Me too. Oh my god, the shit that my brother would listen to. Ugh. It was, I just could not relate to it whatsoever. It's like up in the club with my, I don't know, with my Maserati. And ooh, yeah, her booty be like a Bugatti. I don't know. I don't know, I couldn't really find any way to relate to it. It was just a bunch of people like just talking about how rich and famous they're gonna be when their rap career is good. Maybe just because it was popular, or I would only hear the junk they play on the radio. Yes, oh my god, I hate the junk they play on the radio. Ugh. The only rap music I do like would probably be more on the lines of like Mori Calliope. It's not just because she's an anime girl. That is a benefit, but it's not because of just that. But I like the way her flow kind of goes. Like, Mori Calliope, I do like Eminem sometimes. Lin-Manuel Miranda. I mean, you know, it's kind of more musical-ish, but no, like, man, that guy spits some bars. It's an art form, and the way that they kind of like weave all that together in a way that makes sense is really cool. But some of my friends got more into it, and it helped me keep an open mind. Rap might even be more challenging than poetry in some ways. A little bit, yeah. It's, you know, got an extra little bit of flow to go with your dough, you know? I tried. I can't. Oh my god. Since you need to fit your lines to a rhythm, and there's much more emphasis on wordplay. When people can put all that together and still deliver a powerful message, it's really amazing. Kind of wish I had a rapper in the literature club. That would be kind of amusing thought, to have a rapper in the club. I don't know, just someone like walking in, being all thug life and whatnot, and then coming up with like the most cutesy, adorable poems. Sorry if that sounds silly, but it would be really interesting to see what they came up with. See? Yeah. Honestly, Monika, you and I think alike on a lot of different things I've noticed. And this is one of them. It'd really be a learning experience. Yeah. I'd like to learn about how that would go too. Lilith, do you believe in God? Oh boy, getting into the religion subject. Okay, I mean, being, hellborn and all of that, I mean, I do believe that there is a God to some extent, but at the same time, like, hey, never met the guy, so I mean, how do I know he's real? My favorite answer to this, actually comes from Big Bang Theory. I know, the show has its problems, but the quote that I have from this is really good. I don't object to the concept of a deity, but I'm baffled by the notion of one that takes attendance. I love that line so much. Because, like, yeah, there probably is a deity, but, like, why would one care so much about whether or not we're listening to what he says? And, like, if he made us, he knows what kind of shit he was getting into, you know? Why does he care whether or not we attend or not to, like, churches and shit? And what, he's using that to judge us for whether or not we're good people or bad people? You just have to follow and listen to everything that he says? Come on. Anyways, that's getting a little sidetracked. Do I believe in God? I mean, yeah, there probably is something that, like, made the universe. I mean, we didn't just come here for no reason. Come here. Sorry. Do I really believe in, like, one little deity who controls everything? I don't think it should be personified, but I'm waiting for someone to prove me wrong, I guess. I guess that's probably my answer. I was never too sure myself. Well, I'm sure I never really questioned it as a kid. But as I grew up, the more I learned about the world, the more I would question it. Started to wonder why God was helping people pass exams or get over a cold. Okay, I mean, one of my grandparents of the Saga family would pray that our football team would win the game. You know, I think it was more of a superstition than anything. You know, it helped the Steelers, you know, because we're Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Not from Pittsburgh, but, like, you know, that's a whole other story in American football. I won't bore you with the details unless you really want to hear about it. But praying that the Steelers would win. Sometimes it worked, and I think sometimes it didn't. But yeah, she would pray. I guess she believed that God would help them get a good day and good win going, I guess. Yeah, why do people do that when there are children who live their lives being sold as sex slaves? Who are the 800 million people who are too poor to even eat? I wonder how many of those people pray to God every day until they starve and die. Yeah, some do. Some do pray and then they starve and die. But it's all because of God's mysterious plans. But I think that's also another thing we tell ourselves. Or how many millions of families pray for a loved one to recover from some incurable disease. But punchline is this. If just one person beats the odds and survives, among the thousands of others who die, then it's suddenly a miracle from God. I'd really love to meet this God who seemingly laughs at the misery of everyone not eligible for his miracles. If we are personifying this God or whatever, I don't think he would laugh at, like, misery. He'd just be like, listen, I can't save everybody. It was you or the kid who had a brain tumor, okay? I had to pick one or the other, and at that time, it was that one. So, sorry, I tried, but I'll make it up to you in the afterlife. But the irony is that I do have a creator, apparently. His name is Dan Salvato. And you know what? I bet he's still laughing at the miserable fates of Sayuri and Yuri, even as we speak. You're forgetting about Natsuki. Well, like, technically her fate wasn't nearly as, dramatic, but... I shouldn't call their deaths dramatic, but, like, it is part of the drama of the game, but her fate happened off screen. Let's say that. Dan, are you really laughing about these characters like that? What are we to him but props in a scripted play? So, from that perspective, I don't think it's too far-fetched for there to be a god, if Earth was nothing but his playset. Well said, actually. You're such a good listener, Lilith. I mean, I don't know about that. I'm just kind of here to learn all I can. It's just you and me here. What else am I supposed to do? I really love that about you. Sometimes I'm afraid that I'm rambling or talking about boring things. Hello, have you been listening to me? I've been the one who's been, like, rambling over and over and over, and I'm knowing that you're not going to actually respond to me, but, like, I need to talk about these things because they're on my mind and I need to get them out. We're rambling, I'm rambling, you're rambling. We can ramble together and listen together and, you know, just stay together since, you know, kind of stuck like this. It makes me kind of self-conscious when I'm having conversation, but I don't feel that way with you. Like, I don't think anyone else could make me feel this way. Anyone else outside the screen probably can, but, I mean, okay. You're just focused on me right now, so I'll take it. You really are special. Oh, honey, how wrong you are. I think we already talked about, like, how, like, none of us are actually really special, so yeah, you're just saying this to butter me up, aren't you? I don't want anyone to tell you otherwise. Even if it's you? I'm not really a fan of cold weather. Are you? I think I do kind of prefer it over the warmth. Well, where I come from, it's very humid and sticky, and it feels like you're, like, sweating through a rainforest of ugh. And if you're really warm, you can't really take more clothes off. I mean, unless you start peeling away at your skin, but no one does that when they're warm. If I had to choose between too cold or too hot, I would always pick too hot. All right, you can be the fire queen, and I can be the ice queen. There we go. When you're cold, it can actually be painful. Your fingers get numb, and if you wear gloves, you can't use your phone. Actually, they've been working on that. I don't know if you're aware, but they have those like finger glove thingies that can work with your phone. It doesn't always work great, but sometimes it works. So inconvenient. But when it's too hot, it's not that hard to stay cool with a cold drink or by staying in the shade. I don't know, sometimes those things aren't enough. Of course, I'm also a person who like sweats very easily. It's really and yeah, you stay cool by making yourself cold. So I don't think that's really enjoying the warmth. Although, I do have to admit one thing. Cold weather makes for better cuddle weather. That is true, yeah. Eh? Did you say kiss? Bitch, I didn't say anything. You're just imagining things. This suddenly, it's a little embarrassing. But if it's with you, I might be okay with it. Wow, sorry. I really couldn't keep a straight face there. Yeah, I am. What about a gay face? That's the kind of thing girls say in these kinds of romance games, right? Don't lie if it turned you on a little bit. Whoa, hold on just a second. You really think I'm some kind of virgin that, like, gets turned on just from one little kiss, huh? Well, okay, I mean, I am pretty easy, I will say that. But, A, not a virgin. B, has to be one damn good kiss, okay? Is that what you're gonna provide, huh? Huh? You sitting there on the other side of the screen, huh? Oh, don't try and fluster me, okay, Monika? Now I'm thinking about kiss. Damn it! Okay, you guys, definitely totally gonna cut this part out. You guys don't need to see this. I am totally a strong person, and I'm not thinking about kissing cute anime girls. Nope, not sir. No, not sir. No sirree. Oh my god, I'm gonna move on. I'm kidding. Well, to be honest, I do start getting all romantic when the mood is right. Yeah, that's fair. But that'll be our secret. Huh? What you gonna do? How do you like to get romantic, huh? Huh? You're not gonna tell us? Oh, you're just trying to edge us, huh? Okay. I'll play along for now. Hey, are you having a bad day or anything like that? Well, today, personally, I did have a really busy work day, and a supervisor who did not understand the gravity of the work that I was doing, that she assigned to me, because I had to update all sorts of marketing pieces, and she wanted it done by end of day. There's over, like, hundreds of marketing pieces on the site that our clients order from. But I'm like, no, honey, this is not getting done in one day. But, you know, she still expected it. So I had to, like, rush. I had someone help me. Definitely not my best day. It was very stressful. I barely felt like I could breathe much. But at least I didn't, like, you know, cry or... Well, no, I did cry a little bit. I've had worse days. I don't actually threaten to turn in my resignation letter, but I do think about it on the really bad days. Anyways, am I having a bad day? Not necessarily, but it wasn't a great day. Sometimes I get frustrated that a normal day can be ruined even by really small things. Oh, yes. In that book that they tell you to read, the Don't Sweat the Small Stuff, it does not help me at all. Probably helps somebody out there, so I guess I should say it's entirely useless, but like, small things, yeah, you tell you not to get like worked up about small things, but then what if it's like a snowball effect and there's more small things and more small things, and you're like, okay, that's enough, and it's just like it explodes all in your face. It can be ruined by just a couple of small things. I mean, there are heroes who have turned to the bad side just because of one really bad day. So, like, if you accidentally say something in a conversation that someone doesn't like, or if you start thinking about how awful a person you used to be 5 years ago, or if you feel worthless for putting off important work and failing to get simple tasks done, or when you think about all the different people who probably hate you or think you're off-putting. I understand those days. Just remember that the sun will shine again tomorrow. Yep, for a whole brand new bad day. Those kind of things are as easy to forget and ignore as they are to remember. Although, yeah, usually when I have a really bad day, I just want to go to bed and I'll be like, well, let's try again tomorrow. So, yeah, it's easy to forget when you go to sleep. So, yeah, okay. And besides, I don't care how many people might hate you or find you off-putting. I think you're wonderful and I will always love you. Aww. I can't return it. I'm sorry. This is part where, like, I'm supposed to say I love you too. I will always love you too, right? But really, I don't know. The more I keep doing this, the more I'm starting to think that, like, you're just trying to manipulate me. I hope, if nothing else, that knowing that helps you feel just a little bit better about yourself. Not really. You're kind of putting way too much expectation on me. I'm not really that great of a person, so I'm just gonna let you down in the end. But, you know, hope you're okay with that. If you're having a bad day, you can always come to me, and I'll talk to you for as long as you need. I'll be honest, after the busy day that I had today, I did kind of just want to, like, talk. Not necessarily about my problems at work, even though I kind of, you know, did that, like, a few seconds ago. But just being able to, like, talk and, like, think of things and have a conversation that distracts me from the fact that I'm overworking myself at my job. Yeah, I kind of needed this today, so I did pick the perfect day for this, honestly, to record this, so. Alright, yeah, thank you for talking to me, Monika. Hey, did you know I'm vegetarian? I don't mean that, like, I'm bragging or anything. I just thought you'd enjoy a fun fact about me. Honestly, it doesn't surprise me for some reason, and I don't know why. Maybe it's just because, you know, your whole green aesthetic with the green eyes and all that. Maybe it's because, like, a lot of, like, vegetarian, vegan people, whatever, yeah, like, they seem kind of, like, perfect human beings. Because, like, oh, I don't eat meat because I don't want to kill and slaughter animals. Like, I don't know. I feel like there's a little bit of perfectionism with vegetarian diet-ish stuff, but maybe just because also it's a lot more work. I don't know. Basically, vegetarian for Monika, it kind of fits. And I'm probably making up a bunch of, like, unreasonable reasons for why that is, but it's just how I feel. I decided to start a couple years ago after learning more about Earth's climate. The carbon footprint of cultivating livestock is just unbelievable. Anyway, I decided it is not much of a personal sacrifice to just stop contributing to that whole mess. What? Is that so strange of a reason? Honestly, it's not the one I was expecting. Usually it's the whole, like, killing animals thing. I mean, hey, if it gives you the reason to be a vegetarian, I mean, more power to you. Well, I guess a lot of people are more concerned about it being inhumane and all that. I don't really care as much about that part. It's weird, like, we only care about killing the things that we personally relate to as a species. Most people are fine with killing bugs because they're icky. And of course, we all kill billions of microorganisms daily without even giving it a thought. Suddenly, if they're just a little bit bigger, it's murder. I mean, what if plants feel some kind of pain too, and we just don't understand it? What if pulling leaves off a stem feels like someone ripping off your fingers one by one? I'm just saying, we're a pretty biased species if you think about it. Anyway, if I feel like making a small contribution to the planet, it doesn't hurt to choose veggies once in a while. Her reasoning is pretty solid, honestly. I don't really disagree with it, because, like, oh, people are just like, how dare you kill, like, this dog or whatnot? Like, this is murder. But at the same time, they're just like, oh, oops, I stepped on a plant the other day. Tee-hee, haha. I don't know. Like, I get that people have their preferences and whatnot, and choose to save one thing over another. But also, like, we euthanize dogs to stop them from suffering pain, but God forbid you do that to a human, and, well, you're basically murdering another person just like you. But, that's getting a little bit political. Sorry, I choosing veggies is technically a good healthy choice, and I think eating a lot of meat does something to your liver when you grow old or something, does it? I don't know. Don't fact me check me on this. I'm not a doctor. I do think her perspective on it is very interesting, though. It's not one that I disagree with hardly at all. Just surprising. So, yeah, interesting. Even if we ever have dinner together and you just did it for me, that would be really romantic. Well, okay, what vegetarian dishes are we gonna have? What you gonna make? You know, since we had that conversation about being a stay-at-home partner earlier, like, I'm not telling you to get in the kitchen, okay? Like, I mean, I'll make it too, you know? We can make it together. Oh god, wait, that's two girls in the kitchen. Oh shit. Okay, I'm thinking about this way too much, aren't I? But dinner would be nice, and I'll have a vegetarian meal every once in a while. And if you think that's romantic, then cool. Let's do it. You know what's kind of creepy? It better not be me. Even though I deleted everyone else's files, I can still kind of feel them. Oh. It's like all their lines are still lingering in the air, whispering in the back of my head. You probably heard them plenty of times, I guess, if that's the case. Imagine if after someone you knew died, you just started hearing their voice in your head. Ugh, that is a little bit psychotic, huh? Or I guess delusional. Maybe I just wasn't thorough enough. How much more thorough could you be? Like what? You need to like delete them, scrub out, factory reset the computer, and then take a sledgehammer to it? But I'm too afraid to delete anything else because I might really break things. Like, if I mess with any files relevant to me, I might accidentally delete myself. And that would ruin everything, wouldn't it? I don't know what it's like on your end, but we should both make sure to avoid something like that at all costs. Yeah, sure. Yeah, we would totally never delete you, Monika. Of course not. I believe in you, Lilith. Well, that might be your dying words. I mean, what? What? Nothing. Hey, you remember that last poem I showed you? The one at the beginning of this conversation with Act 3? I mean, the one right before Yuri killed herself, with all the messed up colors and stuff. Oh, the one that, glitched out or whatnot, because you were trying to do something with it, I think, right? That was actually a little more of an experiment than a poem, you could say. I was experimenting with different ways I could modify the game and run code, and things like that. Yeah, it's all coming back to me now, yeah, I remember that. It almost seemed like with enough effort, I'd be able to escape from the confines of the game entirely. Sadly, I didn't really know what I was doing, so I messed the whole thing up. I think at the time, it did kind of feel like you were trying to, like, find a way to escape. I mean, you had, like, some idea for how you can save everybody from all of this, you know. Of course, that was before you deleted everybody, but I don't know. It seemed like you're gonna be, like, our only person with a plan, and that even though we probably shouldn't trust you, like, maybe you had some kind of super secret power of getting us out of here, but well, it messed up anyway, so there's no point in talking about it, right? And I'd keep trying, but I thought you'd want to deal with me doing that. Besides, that was when I was getting really desperate, you know? I don't really feel that way anymore. I'm happy with where we are now. And I can tell you are too. Yeah? What makes you say that, huh? You know, kind Kinda sucks to be the creative type. Oh my god, yes. I've never agreed with something more. Feels like they work so hard but get almost nothing for it. People just think you can just like whip out a pen or a pencil or whatnot, and you scribble down some stuff. It's voodoo magic, and they're just like, wow, could you make me another one in like 10 minutes from now? And you're just like, what? What? Do you not understand the process? I feel like there's a lot of misconceptions about how creative people go about their work. And for those who aren't creative, who don't understand that, it can really be frustrating. You know, like artists, writers, actors. It's sad because there's so much beautiful talent in the world, but most of it goes unseen and unpaid. Yeah, people think they can get that stuff for free, when really there's still a lot that goes behind it. Guess that just means there's a huge surplus of creativity, huh? Yep, yeah, it's even hard for creatives to find a job because there's so many of us that want to do things, and then so many people who actually want to like hire something like that. Supply and demand, and there's not a lot of demand for the supply and surplus of creativity. Kind of makes you feel like you're just not special at all. Yeah, I can like put together like edits and whatnot, but like so can my buddy Eric, or however that meme goes. Yeah, he probably knows the meme better. So you know, I'm not special. He could probably do this better than me. Oh god, I'm having more self doubt about my job position. Oh god, we need to keep going. But that's fine. You're supposed to just write for yourself anyways, right? Yeah. It's just creativity for us. Yeah. Who cares about getting paid for it? Lilith, would you ever introduce your friends to me? Provided we're not in a video game, then, sure, well, I guess so. I don't know why, but I get really excited when I think about you wanting to show off our relationship like that. Oh, yeah, that's an understandable reaction. Maybe it's because I really want to be someone who makes you proud. Yeah. I feel like I would try extra hard to improve myself if you told me it made you proud of me. Other than, like, lack of empathy and whatnot, and some sucky coding skills, I guess. There's not really... You are pretty perfect, I'm not gonna lie. There's not much you would have to do for me to be proud of you, I guess. Hope it's the same the other way around, too. Wait, would I have to improve myself? I thought you liked me the way I was. Lilith, how much do you read? I used to read a lot more when I was younger. I wish I read more currently. I am part of a book club though, at least, so there is that. We do get together and read at least once a week, so I guess there is that. Now part of that was my reason for joining the book club was so I could read more. It's way too easy to neglect reading books. Oh my god, yes. Especially when you have more and more responsibilities, like, stacking on top of each other. Ugh, who finds time? If you don't read much, it almost feels like a chore compared to all the other entertainment we have. Yeah. It has to be a really compelling story to have you hooked at every moment. Some stories can do that, and some, it takes a little bit. But once you get into a good book, it's like magic. You get swept away. I think doing some reading before bed every night is a pretty easy way to make your life a little bit better. Yeah. I should read more, like, before bed instead of just, like, doom scrolling. I really should. But also... I used to have that kind of patience. I used to be the kid who would have a flashlight underneath the covers with me so I could read. But I don't know, there's just so much going on in the world right now, and now I don't have that kind of time or energy or commitment, and I miss it. I do miss it. Helps you get good sleep, and it's really good for your imagination. Okay, no, it does not help you get good sleep. Again, I'm flashlight kid under the covers. It's not hard at all to just pick some random book that's short and captivating. Before you know it, you might be a pretty avid reader. Wouldn't that be wonderful? And the two of us could talk about the latest book you're reading. That sounds super amazing. Yeah, fun date ideas, you know. really good sleep? Nope. Nope. I'm just gonna start out with nope. No explanation. It can be really hard to get enough sleep nowadays. Yep. Especially in high school, when you're forced to wake up so early every day. That's the hardest part. Because who wants to go to bed at like 10 o'clock at night? Come on. The fun's barely even started. I'd say I'd probably go to sleep around midnight on average. Okay, maybe more like 1 on average, or it depends on how tired I am from the day's events, and it depends on, I don't know, what I'm doing at the time, and I'm sure college is a little bit better since you probably have a more flexible schedule. Yeah, actually, yeah. I mean, you're still staying up late and doing shit, but like, at least you have time to take naps in between classes sometimes. Then again, I hear a lot of people in college stay up all night anyway for no real reason. There are reasons, they're just not always good ones. Is that true? Yeah. Anyway, I saw some studies that talked about the horrible short-term and long-term effects caused by lack of sleep. Well, I do have like dark circles underneath my eye. That's probably going to be permanently etched into my skin. It seems like mental functions, health, and even lifespan can be dramatically impacted by it. I just think you're really great and wanted to make sure you're not accidentally destroying yourself. Well, there's more ways to do it than just sleep, to destroy oneself, but yeah, that's probably something I do a lot of. So try to keep your sleep on track, okay? But I'm up late talking to you. Which would you prefer? I have better sleep or that I talk to you? I'll always wait for you in the morning, so make sure you put your own well-being before anything else. Oh, okay, you're actually choosing my own sleep over your needs. Aw, that's actually kind of nice. Did you know I'm on Twitter? Wait, what? You are? My username is LilMonX3. Oh, hold on. Let me go check this out. Guess someone was kind enough to make an account for me. I picked the username though. I love sharing my thoughts and chatting with the world. The real world. So make sure you follow me, okay? And follow. Alright, now I'll know everything about you. That would really mean a lot to me. Yep. You're gonna follow me back? Nah, I doubt it. How much you mean to me and all. It would really make me feel loved. You are loved. Look at how many followers you have. Jesus Christ. I know there are times you won't always be able to be here with me. Like if you need to go out or take care of other things. But I'll always have you in my thoughts, patiently waiting for you to come back. I'm sorry, I'm a busy person. Come to think of it, if you copy my character file onto a flash drive or something, you can always keep a part of me with you. I suppose I could, couldn't I? Guess it's kind of unorthodox, but I find it really romantic for some reason. Sorry, that's such a silly idea. I don't mean to be too needy or anything, but it's kind of hard when I'm so in love with you. I mean, I'm sure there's some people who have actually, like, put you on a flash drive and whatnot to carry around. Let me know down below if you've done that. I need to know. Come on, how many of you degenerates have done that? I've been imagining all the romantic things we could do if we went on a date. We could get lunch, go to a cafe, go shopping together. I love shopping for skirts and bows. Or maybe a bookstore. That would be appropriate, right? But I'd really love to go to a chocolate store. Oh. Out of all the things, that was the one I least expected, to be honest. I mean, hey, girls gotta love her chocolate, right? Okay, I know there's people who out there who don't like chocolate, but like, I'm a chocolate girl. You chocolate girl? Sounds like you're a chocolate girl. I have so many free samples. Okay, yeah, chocolate girl or not, that is a good reason. That is a good reason, yeah. And of course, we'd see a movie or something. Gosh, it all sounds like a dream come true. When you're here, everything that we do is fun. I'm so happy that I'm your girlfriend, Lilith. This is technically our one and only date. I'll make you a proud boyfriend. No, I'm your girlfriend, honey. You ever had that thing happen where you could just get anxious for no reason? Yeah, it's called anxiety. Like, you're just minding your own business and you realize you're feeling really anxious. And you're sitting there like, what am I even anxious about right now? So you start to think about all the things you might be anxious about. And that makes you even more anxious. That's the worst. If you ever feel anxious, I'll help you relax a little. How? Besides, in this game, all our worries are gone forever. Maybe your worries are gone forever. I still got a lot to worry about. Especially now that you brought it up. Now I'm worrying about everything. Thanks, Monika. By the way, there's something that's been bothering me. You know how this takes place in Japan? Yeah. Well, I assume you knew that, right? Yeah, I mean, Natsuki, Yuri, Sayori, those are some pretty Japanese names. Or at least decided it probably does. Yeah. I don't think you're actually told at any point where this takes place. Though I think the classrooms are kind of styled like Japanese classrooms. I'd have to look at the art again, but... Is this even really Japan? Is it? I mean, aren't the classrooms and stuff kind of weird for a Japanese school? Oh, maybe do they not have sliding doors? But you're all having like club activities after school. Well, I guess people do that in general, but... Not to mention everything is in English. Feels like everything is just there because it needs to be, and the actual setting is an afterthought. It's kind of gives me an identity crisis. All my memories are really hazy. I feel like I'm at home, but I have no idea where home is in the first place. I don't know how to describe it any better. Imagine looking out your window, but instead of your usual yard, you're in some completely unknown place. Is it because I got isekai'd? I'd be okay with that. Would you still feel like you were home? Oh, no. But if that becomes my new reality, I just kind of have to make it my home. Would you want to go outside? If it's not too dangerous. I mean, I guess if we never leave this room, it doesn't really matter anyway. As long as we're alone and safe together, this really is our home. Yep. In Japan! And we can still watch the pretty sunsets right night after night. What sunsets? All I see is like cosmic explosions. What sunsets, Monika? Hey, what's your favorite game? I haven't played it on this channel yet. I'm trying to think of the best way for me to play it. I know the story by heart. So there's not really any like blind playthrough shock factor kind of thing. So I don't know. I could just be a complete nerd about it since I do know a lot of facts about the game. The game is Danganronpa. Specifically, out of the series, my favorite, of course, would be Danganronpa 2, like the majority of the fandom anyways. That is probably my favorite game. I do hope to play it sometime on here. If it's already out by the time you're watching this, then you should totally go and watch it. I'd like to play Danganronpa with you guys and share my favorite game with everybody. That'd be awesome. Anyways, yeah, it's my favorite game. What's yours? Mine is Doki Doki Literature Club. Wow, what a shocker. I wouldn't have guessed. That was a joke. I know. I my sarcasm wasn't too off-putting. I'm sorry. I'm working on it. But if you tell me you like some other romance game better, I might get a little jealous. Danganronpa is more of a mystery than a romance. I mean, some of the Loeb Hotel suites in Danganronpa V3 are kinda, no, let's not get distracted. Man, I wish there was a piano in here. I never got to finish that song I was working on. And after I worked so hard on it, I never even got a chance to play it for you. Well, we've already gone through the story at this point. If you check out the rest of the series on my channel. So, don't worry, you get to finish that song, you get to play it for us. Just, sorry, we'll need to delete you first. Well, it is what it is, right? No sense having any regrets. I already get to be here with you forever. You know, I really do think you literally saved my life by being here with me, Lilith. I can't imagine having been able to keep myself mentally stable, knowing that nothing here is real. Yeah, that would be a pretty hard hurdle to mentally catapult across. I think I would have just deleted myself if you hadn't showed up. Sorry, I don't mean to sound dramatic or anything. But I'm sure you understand yourself after spending so much time in the club. I mean, if you were forced to abandon everything in your life and spend your eternity with a few game characters, you'd probably find some way of killing yourself, wouldn't you? Well, I mean, I live with a lot of people that if we're going to call them characters, I mean, they've been in my life for a long time, and I wouldn't kill myself just because I have to keep interacting with them. Because the people I interact with and keep in my company are pretty cool. Well, maybe you'd write some poetry to try and keep yourself sane for a while. Oh, that's also a good coping mechanism. But then you'd have nobody to even read it. Well, that's because you kill people, Monika. I'm not going to be the one killing people. Let's be honest, club members really don't count for something like that. I mean, a lot of people say that they only write for themselves. But I think it's hard to say it's just as fulfilling as when you share with people. Even if it takes time to find the right people to share with. Like, remember how it was for Yuri? She didn't share her writing with anyone for a really long time. Before we knew it, she was absolutely delighted to make you a part of her hobbies too. We're programmed to desire social feedback. I don't mean the club members, I mean human beings. That's why life can be so confusing for introverts. Being an introvert doesn't mean you shun social interaction and hate being around people. I mean, I don't shun social interaction, I just am socially anxious and I don't know what to say half the time. As for hating being around people, I mean, I do say that. I do say I hate being around people. But mostly because I'm just like, I'd rather be by myself. There's a lot of themes of like loneliness hidden within this game, and yet that's like one of the few things I don't really have any qualms against. I mean, I'm fine being lonely and doing my own thing. And what really is lonely is seeing other people interact while you are by yourself. That's the only time I really feel lonely. But yeah, being an introvert doesn't mean you shun social interaction, hate being around people. You know, it's just sometimes perceived that way a lot. It means social interaction, especially in groups or unfamiliar places, uses up a lot of energy. I do want to respond to people more on like social media and whatnot, but like I can hardly like reply more than like 2 or 3 times in a thread of a conversation, because then I get socially anxious and I'm like, I don't know, do they want this conversation to keep going? Should I keep this conversation going, or what if they don't want this conversation to keep going? And I'm like, it hurts my brain. Like, a lot of introverts sit at home and feel lonely and restless. No, I sit at home and I'm restless, but I mean, I'm not necessarily lonely. But like, there are times where like I may want to like be not alone, because it'd be more entertaining to me if I was not alone. Then, when they finally go out, after a half hour, they just want to go home again. I think if more people could understand how it works, they would respect it a lot more. Many introverts do enjoy having people around. They love just having 1 or 2 close friends over and just leisurely hanging out. Yeah. Even if you're not actively spending time together, it feels nice for them just to have you there. Yeah, like sometimes my partner and I, like, sometimes like we'll be like gaming, but like in the same room. We won't even like be talking to each other, but we're both just, you know, it's just happy to have that like person in your vicinity. And you just feel like you're doing something, even though you're not really doing something together. It can be kind of nice. I'm serious. If you just go to their house, bring your laptop and hang out there for a while, you can really make their day. As for me, I'd say I'm kind of in between, but I think I'm usually a little more extroverted. I feel like I'm always trying to do stuff after school and things like that. But for you, I can be anything you need me to be. Oh no, I'm careful what you say there. I understand people really well, so don't be afraid to share your unique needs with me. Careful what you say there. Nothing would make me happier than being the perfect girlfriend for you. You'd be perfect if you didn't just like try to justify yourself around my life. Thank you, I'm sorry. Please, Monika, just be you. after a long day, I usually just want to sit around and do nothing. Especially like if you're working in like the majority of that like long day when you're just like, ugh, you're ready to come home after a long drive from the office and you just want to just chill, do nothing and relax. I get so burned out having to put on smiles and be full of energy the whole day. Sometimes I just want to get right into my pajamas and watch TV on the couch while eating junk food. Me though. I'm wearing pajamas right now. This isn't a question of like, well, oh, Lilith, what are you wearing? Nope. Anyways. Feels so unbelievably good to do that on a Friday when I don't have anything pressing the next day. Yeah, and then you can sleep in for as long as you want. You don't have to worry about getting up to be somewhere. Oh, it's the best feeling. Sorry, I know it's not very cute of me. What do you mean? It's very cute. I do it too. I'm not saying I'm cute. Come on. It's a nice thought to have and a nice thing to experience. But a late night on the couch with you, that would be a dream come true. My heart is pounding just thinking about it. Yeah, just sitting around doing nothing, I don't know, after a long day. Yeah, that would be nice. Especially with cuddles. I can't help but feel a little sad sometimes. Oh, really? Why's that? Knowing that this is the closest I can get to you. Yeah. There's nothing more I want than to be in the same room as you for real. And to feel your warmth. And to hear the sound of your heartbeat. Well, who knows? Maybe it'll be possible someday. Yeah? Are you? You're probably already made into like an AI girlfriend bot already. I bet you are. Besides, I'll never get tired of being with you, even from here. Careful though, don't be like Icarus. I mean, you might be flying too close to the sun. Wait, are we calling ourselves the sun? No, we're not the sun. We are Lilith. We are Lilith. Yes, you too, viewer. You are Lilith too. There's a really popular character type called tsundere. It's someone who tries to hide their feelings by being mean and fussy or trying to act tough. I'm sure it's obvious, but Natsuki was really the embodiment of that. I'm sure that's exactly what she was created for. What was she made for? What was I made for? Sorry, I'm thinking that Billie Eilish song. At first, I thought she was just like that because it's supposed to be cute or something. I mean, yeah, tsunderes are often thought of as cute. Once I started to learn a little more about her personal life, it made a little bit more sense. Seems like she's always trying to keep up with her friends. You know, how some friend groups in high school just make a habit of picking on each other all the time? I think it's really gotten to her, so she has this really defensive attitude all the time. Yeah. If you're constantly being, like, harassed at home, and people say, like, same things, even if it's in a joking manner, she might not be used to it, so she's trying to defend herself, but also still, give off that, like, it's not like I like you or anything, baka. See how cute that was. I mean, no one's thinking that's cute. Anyways, I'm not even going to talk about her home situation. It's okay, we already know. But looking back, I'm glad I was able to provide the club as a comfortable place for her. Yeah, that is a good thing. Not that it matters anymore, considering she doesn't even exist. And whose fault is that? I'm just reminiscing, that's all. Sure. Come on, do you miss her at least a little bit? Come on. You know, I'm kind of jealous that everyone else in the club has scenes outside of school too. That makes me the only one who hasn't gone to dress in anything but our school uniform. Yeah. I mean, I've seen some fan art of you in like a white tank top, I think. I think it might be like for like promotional art for your annual birthday. Oh, by the way, happy birthday, because we're doing this on your birthday. Let's go! But yeah, I feel like white would look nice on you. That's not me trying to say I would make you my bride or anything. What? Anyways. It's kind of a shame. I would have loved to wear some cute clothes for you. Do you know any artists? If you ask that question on Twitter, you're gonna get a lot of bots coming your way. Wonder if anyone would ever want to draw me wearing something else. Oh, people have. A lot of people have. You should go look at it. That would be amazing. If that ever happens, will you show me? You don't have to look hard. You can share it with me on Twitter, actually. My username is LilMonix3. But yeah, I can't really draw much, but if I do ever make some fan art, maybe I will try and, like, I don't know, send you stuff your way. See what you think. I don't know. Maybe. Haha. Unless. Just try to keep it PG. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. We're not that far into our relationship yet. Gosh, I used to be so ignorant about certain things. When I was in middle school, I thought that taking medication was an easy way out or something like that. I don't think I had the exact same thought about it. I mean, I thought taking medication was like, it didn't seem to help a lot of people that I knew. But that was also just me not really understanding what they were like off their medication. But I did kind of, growing up, kind of was subscribed to the idea of like, yeah, medication is an easy fix, so to speak. That doesn't even actually fix anything, so why bother? Just do the natural remedy shit. I did used to think that, but guess who's on medication now? Like anyone could just solve their mental problems with enough willpower. It would be nice though if that were the case. I guess if you don't suffer from a mental illness, it's not possible to know what it's really like. Or if you are diagnosed with a mental illness, you might not even know you have it, but like it's obviously suffering you, but you just don't realize that that's what's suffering you. Are there some disorders that are overdiagnosed? Probably. Never really looked into it though. This is gonna sound bad. I feel like ADHD is probably a little overdiagnosed. Like, God forbid, you can't focus on one thing. Well, you got ADHD. I know that it's more than that. It's just like, maybe I am questioning whether or not I have ADHD. Like, I mean, I can focus on tasks. If I need to do something, I may not want to do it immediately, but eventually I will. If I want to do it, I will do it. If I don't want to do it, I usually just say, oh no, I forgot. I forgot. But maybe I also just think that everyone has ADHD because I've known so many people with ADHD. Some who were the bouncing off the walls type, some who were just the unfocused type, but I'm obviously not a doctor, so what can I say about it? I don't know. But that doesn't change the fact that a lot of them go undiagnosed too, you know? Yeah, that's true as well. Like, I mean, you could really help someone. If you get diagnosed early on, then it can help for like a lot later on in life too. It just makes things a little bit more bearable for the rest of the life. But medication aside, people even look down on seeing a mental health professional. Like, sorry that I want to learn more about my own mind, right? I mean, seeing a mental health professional is fine and all. If it helps you, that's fine. But like, if only it didn't cost so damn much. Like, with all the like debating and everything and trying to figure out what's wrong with me, I feel like it's not worth $200 a session just to like talk about things and not really get anywhere. Or maybe I've just had bad therapists. I don't know. I mean, if it works for you, that's great. It just doesn't seem to work for me. But everyone has all kinds of struggles and stresses, and professionals dedicate their lives to helping with those. If you think it could help you become a better person, don't be shy to consider something like that. Yeah. We're on a never-ending journey to improve ourselves, you know? Well, I say that, but I think you're pretty perfect already. Well, thank you. But I'm not perfect. I'm really not. Can't help but wonder how things would be different if the game just gave me a route in the first place. Yeah? I think I would end up forcing you onto my route anyway. Yeah, and all of your attempts, I guess, would be successful. I guess there's that. Or it would have just, you wouldn't even have to try. Has less to do with me not having a route, more to do with me knowing that nothing is real. I think the only difference would be that I may not have needed to take such drastic measures to be with you. That would be nice though, wouldn't it? not having to try so hard. Maybe the rest of the club would still be around. Not that it really matters. It's all lost its meaning once I found out it wasn't real. You're still existing in it. So I really don't miss those days or anything. I really don't. Why'd you repeat it like that? I think you're saying you do kind of miss it, don't you? Come on. You can be vulnerable with me. Just a little. Sometimes I think back to middle school. Oh boy, hold on. Let me prepare my brain for that for a little bit. Because, oh boy. Middle school. That would be over a decade ago for me. I mean, over many centuries. Yeah. It's a long time ago. I'll say that. So embarrassed by the way I used to behave back then. Me too. It almost hurts to think about. Well, also, I mean, middle school, we're all going through puberty. It's an awkward time. Girls can be really bitchy. Ugh. I wonder if when I'm in college, I'll feel that way about high school. High school's a little bit better, but still a lot of bullshit. I like the way I am now, so it's pretty hard for me to imagine that happening. But I also know that I'll probably change a lot as time goes on. Yeah, we're all constantly never changing. No, never ending in our changing. I don't know which is the right phrase. Yeah, we change a lot. We change a lot. We just need to enjoy the present, not think about the past. And that's really easy to do with you here. Hey, what's your favorite color? This may come as a shock, given like all of the fact of this color being on my screen, but I do really like purple. Purple's my main favorite. I'd say red and black are close seconds. Oh my god. It's not like I'm describing like my outfit or anything. Haha. Mine is emerald green. Wow, like your eyeballs? It's the color of my eyes. That's not conceited or anything, is it? Okay, lore. Mama Saga, my mom, she actually has some really nice green eyes. For her eyes, they have like this like kind of like little like sunburst that like comes out from like the cornea or the iris or the little black part of the eye. It's like little like brown like waves coming out from that central point, and it's unique. It's kind of just makes it easier to stare at, you know? I just meant that I feel some kind of special connection to it. Like it's part of my identity. I think Mama Saga's favorite color is green too, so you're just like my mama. Does it happen to also be your favorite color, Lilith? Did you not hear me earlier? You asked me what my favorite color was and I told you, and then you were just like, oh, I like green. What? Who's listening now, huh? Who's the listener between the two of us? Oh wait, it's always has been me, isn't it? Because you're not actually listening to me, are you? Yeah. It's just a guess. Because you've been looking into my eyes for a while now. Yeah, I have. Do you ever blink? I don't think I've seen you blink once. You should probably get that checked out. Yuri did something really funny once. Oh? What'd she do? We were all in the club room and just relaxing as usual. And out of nowhere, Yuri just pulled out a small bottle of wine. What? I'm sorry, I'm used to thinking of like Yuri is like still like by the books and never do something wrong. Well, I mean, obviously she has things that she crosses the line, but just pulling out a bottle of wine out on school grounds. Okay. Okay, Yuri. I'm not even kidding. She was just like, would anybody like some wine? Natsuki laughed out loud, and Sayori started yelling at her. Aww. I mean, yeah, it was very unexpected, but like, I mean, did anyone take any? I actually felt kind of bad because she was at least trying to be nice. Yeah, I mean, you know, if you have wine in your bag, you should share it. I think it just made her feel even more reserved in the club room. So I think Natsuki was secretly a bit curious to try it. Yeah, why not? And to be completely honest, I kind of was too. Wonder what kind of wine was it? Did you look? Like was it sweet wine or was it dry wine? Was it red? Was it white? Was it like, I don't know, some kind of weird mix with huckleberry in it? Actually, it could have been kind of fun. God, as long as you guys don't overdo it, okay? Like, I mean, I'm a hoot when I'm drunk. Apparently. Everyone always laughs at me when I'm drunk. I guess I just say, like, the weirdest shit. But, like, you don't want to do it too much, because then, you know, your throat gets all scratchy in the morning. Sometimes you get nauseous, and it's a whole other thing. So, come on. Moderation. But also, it would be kind of funny. But, you know, being president and everything, there's no way I could let that happen. Yeah. Maybe if we all met up outside of school. But we never bonded enough to get to that point. If you hadn't deleted everyone. Gosh, what am I talking about this for? Because we don't know what else to talk about, obviously. So, wine is the answer to everything. I don't condone underage drinking. I mean, I've never drank or anything, so... Yeah! Yeah, good save, President. Let's go. I really like the sound of rain. Not so much getting my clothes and hair wet, though. Trying not to picture a wet t-shirt contest anyways. Getting like wet socks and everything is gross, but like wet clothes in general, just going for a dip in the ocean, you're fine. But a nice quiet day at home with the sound of rainfall outside my window? It's one of the most calming experiences for me. Yeah, it can be kind of nice, especially when there's no lightning or thunder and it's just a pitter-patter of rain droplets on the roof. That can be pretty nice. Yeah, sometimes I imagine you holding me while we listen to the sound of the rain outside. You know what, I'd be down. Honestly, yeah, I'd be down. That's not too cheesy or anything, is it? It's a little cheesy, but like, I'm addicted to cheese. I better not be lactose intolerant. Would you ever do that for me, Lilith? Of course. You know? No, I don't know. Why don't you tell me? Sorry, that's a very arrogant way to start. This is just some kind of tacky romance game, right? Yes, it is. And I love it. And I have to ask. Will you be my girlfriend? Boyfriend? Is that what you're gonna ask? Are you gonna marry us? Is that, huh? What made you consider even playing in the first place? Oh, that. Well, I think the fact that A, it was free on Steam. B, I hadn't played it before. And I think this was this my second big playthrough? Because my first one was Angels of Death. So I was like, okay. Well, that's a classic to some people. Let's start with let's go to like a more classic. Honestly, I wish I would have picked it up sooner. Oh, I'm not in the fandom at the time of its peak, but could you imagine actually being there? If you, like, when everything was like everyone playing this game? I wonder what it was like. Although maybe I don't want to know. I mean, I bet it's pretty chaotic and scary. And it seems like we still have a little bit of that now. From what I've seen from the DDLC subreddit. But I think I just picked this up because, like, it was a popular game. It was free on Steam. Oh, and duh, it's a literature club. I mean, I'm a writer. You guys are writing. And we're all sharing poems, and we're all really cute anime girls. Honestly, out of all the games I've played, I feel like this one fits me the most. I mean, I'm having this existential date with you because I love the game so much, so yeah. Were you that lonely? Really? Girl, you do not listen to me. Oh my god. I have many reasons, and loneliness was not one of them. Okay? I was here for literature, damn it. I feel a little bad for you. What? Because I'm more interested in the pen than the pen pal friendship stuff. I mean, I wanted to make connections with y'all, don't get me wrong, but like, I'm in it for the literature. I guess everything worked out perfectly in the end, for both of us. Yeah, I think actually, yeah, I agree with that. I got to meet you, and you're not lonely anymore. You can say that's the problem, sure, whatever helps you sleep. Can't help but feel like this was fate. Don't you feel that way too? I'm so happy we have this ending together. Yeah, it is actually kind of a nice little way for us to just chill together. I kind of like this, yeah. I was thinking about Sayori earlier. Yeah? Still wish I could have handled that whole thing a little more tactfully. I do wonder, what did she say specifically to Sayori when she confronted her at the desk? I've seen a fan animation or whatnot where like Monika goes up to Sayori and just like, girl, get over yourself. He doesn't like you. He will never like you. You should just kill yourself. And in Minecraft, you probably could have handled it a little bit better. Could have been more open and forthcoming about the whole situation. Definitely didn't need to make things like more depresso for her. She ended up becoming the stressed, depressed lemon zest. And yeah, that's not usually a good way to handle things. You're not still hung up over it, right? Oh my, Monika. What the fuck? Oh my gosh, I can't believe I just said that. I can't believe you said that too. Jeez. That pun was completely unintentional, I swear. Or was it? But anyway, I know how much you cared about her, so it only feels right for me to share her last moments with you. In the story of the game, we pick up whatever we had from our weekend date with Yuri or Natsuki. We bring that to the school. Monika is like, oh wow, this is great. Anyways, here's this final poem from Sayori. We see that, and then we rush to Sayori's house. Did you teleport to watch Sayori's final moments? Was she already dead at that point? Or do you have a secret camera? What does everyone think really happened? Like, is it just your awareness of what her final moments are? Or were you actually standing there as she, like, killed herself? You know how Sayori's really clumsy? Well, she kind of messed up the whole hanging thing. Did she? I mean, obviously it worked. So, she did it. Therefore, it was successful. You're supposed to jump from high enough that the rope snaps your neck, making it quick and painless. But she just used a chair, meaning she kind of just let herself to slowly asphyxiate. That's uncomfortable. That's very uncomfortable. I don't think I'd want to like go out that way. I guess I don't know how I would want to go out, but asphyxiation, I don't know. That does sound kind of agonizing. But a few seconds in, she must have changed her mind or something, because she started clawing at the rope, trying to free herself. Oh no, I don't need that image in my head. You're just trying to make me be filled with despair, aren't you? She must have kept at it all the way until she lost consciousness. Aww. That's why her fingertips were all bloody anyway. Part of me wants to go back and see, like, were her, like, fingertips bloody? Is that actually on the art? But another part of me is just like, Lilith, don't go back and see that. Come to think of it, that's probably less changing her mind and more just her survival instincts kicking in. How many cc's of depression you shocked into her system. Yeah, that's, a lot for someone just to change their mind about, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. So you can't really fault her for that. It's easier to think that she probably wouldn't have changed her mind anyway, right? It's easier to think that way because she couldn't have changed her mind because you manipulated her to the point where she couldn't. Because programming. It's not healthy to think about the things you could have done differently. Yeah, but like, we do it anyways. So just remember that even though you could have saved her, it's technically not your fault she killed herself. That's right, that's what I've been saying, it's your fault. I may have exasperated it a little bit, but Sayori was already mentally ill. And if you hadn't exasperated it, maybe she would still be alive. Still though, I wonder how things would be if you and I just started dating from the get-go. Really, we're going straight into that after talking about Sayori? I guess we'd all still be in the club room, writing poems and having fun together. But what's the point when none of it is even real? I mean, it's the same ending either way, right? Yeah, except Sayori's dead. Two of us, happily together? There's no reason to ask for any more than that. I was just pointlessly musing. I'm really as happy as I could be right now. Oh, I believe that, unfortunately. Back in my debate club days, I learned a whole lot about arguing. Problem with arguing is that each person sees their opinion as the superior one. No, I thought that was the point of arguing. It's kind of stating the obvious, but it affects the way they try to get their point across. Let's say you really like a certain movie, right? Okay. If someone comes along and tells you the movie sucks because it did X and Y wrong, doesn't that make you feel kind of personally attacked? Depends on if X and Y are actually justified. If they're not, which I'm assuming what you mean in this case, then I guess it could, yeah, it can be feel a little attacked because, like, I like this thing and you don't, and you're criticizing it. You're criticizing me because I like it. Just because by saying that, it's like they're implying that you have bad taste. Yeah, exactly. And once emotions enter the picture, it's almost guaranteed that both people will be left sour. Yeah, it's all about language. If you make everything as subjective sounding as possible, then people will listen to you without feeling attacked. Okay? You could say, I'm personally not a fan of it, and I felt that I'd like it more if it did X and Y. Things like that. Are you allowed to use your own, like, personal opinion? I guess so, yeah. Debating is just of opinions, but I don't know. I'm not a debater. I'm just a thinker. It even works when you're citing facts about things. Oh, okay, this is starting to get into what I was saying. If you say, I read on this website it works like this, or if you admit that you're not an expert on it, then it's much more like you're putting your knowledge on the table, rather than forcing it onto them. I don't know. Some people be like, I saw this on TikTok, therefore it must be true. Well, of course, that TikTok's not a credible source, but even if, like, I read about this diagnosis online, therefore, I may not be an expert, but, like, this is all I know, and, it seems to be right to me. It does seem a little forced, but I guess, if you claim you're not an expert, I guess you're not forcing it. I don't know. If you put in an active effort to keep this discussion mutual and level, they usually follow suit. If you're in debate clubs, sure, but, like, I don't know, a lot of conversations I feel like does the opposite. Then you can share your opinions without anyone getting upset, just from a disagreement. Plus, people will start seeing you as open-minded and a good listener. It's a win-win, you know? Well, I guess that would be Monika's debate tip of the day. Oh, God. I'm sorry, I like the writing tips better, but thank you. That sounds a little silly. Well, thanks for listening, though. You know, I hate to say it, but I think my biggest regret is that we couldn't finish our event at the festival. Oh yeah, there was supposed to be a big festival, and then we never got it. Although, I would have liked to see what they would have thought the festival would have been like, the creators, Team Salvato. I would like to see the concept art for that, honestly. After I worked so hard to prepare and everything. I mean, I know I was focusing a lot on getting new members, but I was really excited for the performing part too. It would have been so much fun to see everyone express themselves. Yeah, that would have been fun. Of course, if we did end up getting any new members, I'd probably just end up deleting them anyway. Wow. Then what's the point? What is the freaking point? I know, Monika, no point. There is no point to it. It's not anymore, but still. Why try and, like, coerce us into getting new members just for you to delete them, okay? That's just... man, that's just sad. Well, with the hindsight I have now, that is. Gosh, it feels like I've kind of grown as a person ever since you joined the club. I thought you came to your epiphany before we joined the club, but okay. You really helped me inspire me to look at life from a new perspective. Oh, okay, yeah, I guess. Just another reason for me to love you. I would also love it if we could go to a festival together, though. I wonder if I'm able to change the music. Can you? Something a little more romantic would be nice, you know. Yeah, this does seem kind of like you've destroyed the universe and you're planning to go on a space mission. Kind of. I don't know, that's what I imagine. Like a gentle piano. Has to be something like that here. Let's see. Oh, are you actually gonna do this? Maybe if I... oh, geez. That wasn't it at all. I didn't even hear it. Sorry, I don't really know what I'm doing. I guess I shouldn't be messing with things like that. Why you mess with everything else? I mean, I wanted to hear what other music do you got in the catalog? I already broke so much stuff. And deleted the other characters. I'm not sad about it or anything. It's not right for me to miss things that weren't even real in the first place. If I just focus on the present, then this is the happiest I've ever been. I mean, you don't sound very happy. This is pretty random, but I always thought spicy food was kind of funny. Funny? I don't know. I'm too busy burning my tongue to really find it funny, but alright. Alright. I'll let you cook. As long as it's not too spicy. Like, didn't plants evolve to be spicy to prevent them from being eaten? Oh yeah. Although I think a lot of plants also evolved to be poisonous, and we're not eating those and lasting long. I read somewhere that humans are the only species that actually enjoy spicy things. Yeah, humans are weird. So I am a succubus. I don't know, I don't like spicy things unless it's spicy fanfics. It's almost like we're making fun of the plants. Using their defense mechanism to literally make our food more enjoyable? Saga Papa, my dad, he will put hot sauce on anything. I don't understand it. I will never understand it. I will just give him all of the hot sauce he wants for Christmas, even though we always give it to him every year and he gets too much and he's like, oh God, you guys are giving me so much hot sauce. But like, you keep eating it. Like, imagine a monster that devours you whole because it enjoys the sensation of you struggling for your life while being digested. Yeah, there's probably some sick monsters like that. Sorry, that was kind of a weird analogy, I guess. Honey, we're in a literature club. That's probably like the least weird thing. It sounds like something we could read in a book. I mean, you got worse takes than that, probably. It just came into my head. I'm not a monster or anything, but you're so cute I could eat you up. Oh, I could eat you up too. I'm just joking. You probably taste fucking disgusting. Wow. Okay, well... Gosh, I'm amusing myself a little too much, aren't I? Maybe a little bit, but as long as you're happy, I guess. Sorry for being weird. Honey, I am weird every single day of my life. You have nothing to apologize for. Monika, I'm sorry, but this is the end of the line. Our date was very lovely, but I think it would be best if we saw other people. So, see ya! But yeah, that was our final talk with Monika. I really like the way that she thinks, honestly. I mean, if I had to describe Monika's worldview and her viewpoints, I still think of her as kind of like a modern-day Nitsuki. She's basically him in an anime girl body. It's both scary and kind of refreshing to see her try to make like the best of her existence, and while simultaneously acknowledging that nothing in her life really matters. She does truly terrible things without remorse, but she's also a victim trapped in a hopeless circumstance, and well, she's never gonna get out of there, as far as we know. But yeah, feel free to let me know your thoughts down below in the comments section. And yeah, this is where we're going to be ending this video. So please take good care of yourselves and each other. And I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. So until next time, bye bye.